She lay on the floor, head resting in her sister's lap, whispering, "The blood is coming from my eyes. That's where the car hit me." No one had ever told her what happened. No one had ever told her anyone died. But she remembered. A small town in northern England. A peaceful Sunday morning. 3 children walking hand in hand toward church. And then, a scream. A sudden blur of movement. A car mounting the pavement. In a matter of seconds, 2 sisters and their friend were gone. A woman, sedated and disoriented, had lost control of her car. What was left behind was silence, grief, and a single child's shoe resting near the curb. Their parents were torn by sorrow. The mother withdrew. The father began speaking of strange certainties. He believed the girls would return. Not in spirit or memory, but in the most literal way. It was not metaphor to him. He said it as if he knew. A year passed. A new pregnancy. The doctors expected 1 child. 2 were born. Identical twin girls. But they weren't truly identical. One had a mark just above the eye, the exact shape and position of a scar once seen on the eldest daughter. Another mark on the waist matched a birthmark from the past. The other twin had neither. Their temperaments, too, seemed oddly familiar. One bold and composed, the other emotional and hesitant. The family had moved after the tragedy and kept all memories locked away. The twins were never told what had happened. And yet, one day, they asked for toys that had belonged to the dead. By name. The toys had been stored in boxes, untouched. When the parents retrieved them, the girls divided them instantly. Each chose the same items her sister once favored. There was no confusion, no hesitation. Soon after, the drawings began. Crude sketches of cars crashing, people hurt, faces with closed eyes. One of the twins avoided roads. She flinched at the sound of engines. She once pressed herself against a wall when a bus drove by. Her fear was real and deep. Too deep for a child who had never seen an accident. When the family visited the town they had once left behind, the girls pointed to landmarks they had never known. A school, a playground, a row of trees where 2 children had once played. One of them said, "That's where we used to go." Her parents said nothing. There was nothing to say. Some memories hide in dreams. Others come in whispers. And some seem to live in places untouched by time. The moment that lingered most came one afternoon, quiet and still. One girl lay down on the floor, resting her head in her sister's lap. She spoke softly. "The blood is coming from my eyes. That's where the car hit me." Her mother, passing the door, stopped cold. The injuries had never been described. No one had spoken of blood. No one had spoken of impact. But the child knew. As the girls grew older, the strange memories faded. Around age 6, they no longer spoke of places they'd never visited or toys they had never been given. The drawings stopped. The fear dissolved. They became ordinary. But some fragments remained. Later, one of the twins described a dream. She saw a red brick house with a white gate and a stone wall, a garden behind it, a sandbox in the corner. She remembered playing there, though she had never been to such a place. Her mother recognized it immediately. It was the old family home, the one that no longer existed. The story eventually reached a psychiatrist. Not just any doctor, but one who had spent decades studying children who spoke of impossible things. Lives they had never lived. Homes they had never entered. Names they had no way of knowing. He had interviewed hundreds of children across cultures and continents. Most cases were vague, some could be explained. But this quiet story from a small English town stood apart. The evidence was consistent, the memories specific, and the girls were too young, too isolated, to have absorbed the details by accident. He called it one of the clearest cases he had ever come across. This was not proof, he admitted, but in his professional opinion it could not be dismissed. He believed that something was happening, something that pointed beyond what science could comfortably explain. Skeptics offered other explanations: grief echoing through generations, unconscious suggestion, coincidence dressed in meaning. But not every question has a neat answer. Not every pattern can be folded into logic. And not every memory belongs to the person who carries it. The girls eventually grew up. The past faded like an old photograph left too long in the sun. They forgot the toys, the drawings, the whispers. Life became ordinary again. But for a brief time, a flicker in childhood, it seemed as if something had returned. Something that should not have been possible. And whether it came from trauma, from fate, or from somewhere beyond explanation, it left behind a single haunting truth. They remembered. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, you are welcome to leave a like and follow us for more scary stories.